daffodils in bloom, a softly whispering creek, the sounds of group laughter in a meadow nearby, a four-poster bed with a 10-pound bowl of Oreos, robot butler to refill it, griffins airdropping in comic books printed on legal tender $100 bills. Retreating to my imagination refuge was definitely a great decision.
Which discontinued limited edition Oreo flavor would you like next?
Swedish Fish, my good mechanized man. Read a blog article about it. Not sure if they actually existed.
Logic circuits disabled. Issues not found. Executing request.
Oh, quadruple stuffed? Your imagination does dare.
Those actually do exist.
Seriously?
But you don't get fat here!
Thought I'd have a reason to leave for a second.
Hey, Andrew! We were just about to play tiny water polo. Want a referee?
Thanks, little squirrely pal. I'll hop on my cheese unicorn and join you in a minute.
Don't be late!
You kidder.
Time doesn't exist here! See you over near the lava pit!
Lava pit? I guess I must have put that in when I imagined wintertime. But hey, it's been so long since I left my house, who knows how many lava pits have erupted on the empty streets.
OS update required.
Okay, that's odd. Go ahead.
Buffering.
Okay.
Good day, Master Andanowin.
Raphael the Griffin, well met.
Your daily delivery.
Raphael, this is Newsweek.
And with 30 days free, there's more where that came from.
Well, I guess it has my name on it. Maybe I did imagine ordering a 30-day trial?
Shall I grant you a boon and devour that bowl of irritated Swedish piranhas?
Holy crap, yeah.
There's the imposter!
Imposter? What intrigue?
My lord Andanowin, do not listen to this rogue. We are easily told apart.
I am one step ahead of you. We'll have a bake-off. And you'll make your signature cupcake that massages you from the inside, and I'll know.
My lord, you know that we can't get that much bread flour right now. The co-op is closed for quarantine.
Not the Toasted Tortilla Imagine Neighborhood Market. Wait. I didn't concoct that dramatic twist.
Hey, Andrew! The first quarter of the game is going great! We're losing 12 to 154, but morale is through the roof!
Wait, you started the game? And you're suffering a devastating and adorable loss?
And we only drowned 3 of our mini horses! Hopefully you'll make the second half!
Wait. Using mini horses isn't how tiny squirrel water polo is supposed to work. Is the pool still full of lemonade? Squirrely Joe?
The issue of this fraud still hasn't been resolved.
Okay. What's your suggestion?
The imposter spells his name with 2 I's. I, the true Griffin, spell my name with an O.
What?
The difference is plain. Griffin. Griffin!
Griffin. No, stop. My zany, rising dramatic action never involved pointless linguistic details. I didn't imagine this.
You enunciate your schwa sloppy on purpose, imposter. Thou wouldst mistake a kit lexical set were it written in the skies and fireworks, as it is every night per my lord Andanowin's request to remain sharp with his vocal work even in the world of his imagination.
Stop! I mean, you're right, and I am, but stop! Quarantine is getting to me. My imagination world is starting to blend with my nightmares. Robot Butler.
Update downloaded. Installing.
Oh my lord!
Update installed. Please configure graphics card.
I kinda like you pixelated. Reboot to simpler pleasure mode.
Beanbag chair and barbecue Fritos, initializing.
Oh, thanks. Hey, where are the Fritos?
They definitely don't exist.
But I can dream!
Hey, Andrew, we lost the game. It didn't help that we held the second half of the game in the lava pit. I'm the only survivor.
Well, I guess my imagination's broken. Griffins, fight to the death. Robot, you only make toast now. And Orphan Squirrel, I guess you come with me.
You're the only family I have left.
Oh, that's depressingly endearing. I guess I train you to be an assassin?
And I let you down when I come of age.
That sounds about right. So, those of you joining us in the middle of the conversation that we were having off mic, you'll never
How
know.
rude.
You'll never... Exactly. What are you doing
It's
here?
insanely rude.
Please knock. Please knock on your laptop before hitting play. It's only manners. Welcome to the show. Come on in. The fire is roaring. I've got chestnuts here. I've thrown them into the fire. I think that's how you roast them. It's great. Just reach right into the fire. Grab yourself a nice toasty chestnut. We have burn balm waiting for you. We've thought of everything. Take a load off and join Michael and I in this chat. You are our family right now because we have no one else.
We really don't.
All of our friends have left us. I don't believe this is a quarantine. I believe everyone
Nope.
just hates me that much.
Yep. Nobody loves us anymore.
You are my surrogate family.
Yes.
And as my surrogate family, I will be expecting birthday presents from the past 34 years. You really need to catch up, guys.
I will accept it in the form of Amazon gift cards. I'm cool with lump sums. You know?
I'm cool with just lumps, honestly. If you just want to give me just clods of dirt.
How many lumps do you want with that, Doc? Oh, 3 or 4.
What?
That's from a Looney Tunes sketch.
Can you imagine? Just think about how stupid everyone else except Bugs Bunny was.
Right? It was amazing. It was amazingly
dumb people that you had to deal with.
Surrounded by ineptitude at every turn.
It was really an allegory. It was ahead of its time, honestly.
Belligerent ineptitude at that. That sounds like a punk band. A punk band full of morons.
I am here with my great good friend, Michael Williams, once again. Once again, if you listen to this episode second, if you listen to this episode first, then it is for the first time. And I envy you, meeting Michael Williams for the first time.
It's big stuff.
Right before I call him, I occasionally hit myself in the head with a 2x4, right before he answers the phone, so that I can get that thrill again.
Yeah. All of the scars from all the stitches you've had to have, all over your head.
Worth it. Yeah, and sometimes when I go silent on those calls, it's me trying to figure out how to tie my shoelaces again.
I told you, man, just loafers don't have shoelaces. That doesn't make any sense to me.
And you get a free penny with them. It's an investment.
Is that how it works?
I'm telling you, you put a penny in the loafer, you put the loafers in the closet together, you leave them alone, you maybe put on a little mood lighting, you pull it out, and then there's two pennies.
I thought you were going to say you take the penny, you put it in the loafer, then you take the loafer and you put it in the penny, and you take the loafer and then you put the penny in the loafer. And
Recursive penny loafers.
The Mobius strip of penny loafers.
Mobius strip footwear. Where do you put your foot? The win is when you find out. Mobius strip footwear. Get your pineapple today.
Mobius strip footwear. We only pay minimum wage too.
Because when you have minimum wage, don't you really have all the riches in the world? My great good friend Michael Williams, who you're meeting for the first time.
You continue to introduce me. You introduced me like that's the third time.
Michael Williams is here with me, and I would not want to do this with anyone else And it's not at all because everyone else turned me down.
No, of course not.
As we discussed last episode / first episode, get to the bottom of the barrel. There's Michael.
Yeah, this is where I live. This is my domain.
You have a nice hutch in the corner at the bottom of the barrel.
I put an area rug down here. It really ties the space together.
So I have roped my good friend Michael into doing this with me again. The blackmail is continuing to work. I am happy to report. Those images give me much pleasure when I pull them up on my laptop and cackle into the night. I have received 3 noise complaints about my cackling. But I just got blackmail images on them, and everything is copacetic. But here we are, talking amongst ourselves. We're having some fun, probably a bit too much fun.
A little bit.
Just a smidge too much fun. I think we're at maybe at an 11 on the 10-point scale. I'm going to stay maybe at like 10.5. I went outside today.
Did you?
I drove to get groceries and to the pharmacy. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Pharmacy?
I was at a pharmacy. The spermacy? No, I sent you to the spermacy, Andrew. You know, with the apocalypse, you need you to make a deposit. Just in case. Just in case you die of COVID. Log that genetic material. Is a sperm bank an essential business?
Well, they are actually looking for more blood donors, but they need it, the medical industry.
Can you be turned into a vampire from blood transfusion?
Yeah. You like how I answered that with absolutely no, just yes, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. It depends on what vampire. Why are we talking about this? What kind of vampire myth you prescribe to? But if it's you believe it's a communicable through the bloodstream, then yeah. I don't know for sure. Well, ask my buddy Bill Mulligan. He knows everything about vampires.
I'm not going to examine that. He's a fountain of information if that fountain spewed blood. Come with me,
and you'll be in a world of exsanguination. Which that's actually interesting that popped in my head, because that song is actually World of Imagination.
That's Michael's subtle way of telling me to get on topic. I'm here with my great good friend Michael.
I promise I'll stop laughing about it.
We are here to have a conversation. That conversation will be about something that is applicable in general to both life and our career as actors. And talk about both. And because Michael and I can't keep it straight, we're just gonna have some fun while we're at it. And you will be forcibly taken along for that ride.
It's going to be wiggly and slippery and strange.
Maybe a little furry, if you find the right spot.
Little bit.
And when you find that spot, please scratch. I ask. Nothing more.
Please.
To be scratched in my furry
Nothing
spot.
less. Scratch my furry spot. That is...
Also, listeners, if you could verify your age in the comments below. We don't want to be sued.
We are not getting sued.
I just got my green card. I can't risk this.
Or 9.
The shoe business is not doing so well. Mobius Shoes is not doing so well. People go in the door and they find themselves outside again. I don't understand. They walk in the front door, they find themselves in the back room. They help themselves to the shoes. We are making no money.
We're making no monies. I don't think we thought this business model through very well.
Wait, have we opened? I thought we just closed. Oh, God!
That's the real retail nightmare right there, isn't it? Permanent clopen forever.
Free juice with your shoes. It's a grand opening promotion. I ran that by you in the board meeting.
Oh, I can't understand what you say half the time because you're speaking to me in English with this ridiculous accent. I'm speaking to you in German und it's being dubbed over. You're the one speaking in that ridiculous accent.
I am trying to assimilate. I went down to the Baskin Robbins. I brought you all 31 flavors.
That's too many flavors.
You lack dedication. That is why this business is not surviving. You have not finished all of 31 flavors.
There are only 3 flavors. German chocolate, Bavarian, and Hefeweizen.
You see, I am the practical one.
There's nothing about this is practical. Nothing.
But that's what they said in business school that I went to at NYU. You need a gimmick. That was a 300 level class, Business Gimmicks 301. So adventures in culinary spices. What have you done lately? Have you had any stunning failures lately?
Like culinary?
Yeah.
No. Listeners, I can say with 100% accuracy that I have not. I've been cooking for literally like more than half my life.
He's holding up his hand with his thumb like Bill Clinton here.
I swear to you that I have not failed on any of my culinary ventures. That was a terrible Bill Clinton impression.
I promise you that my wife swallowed every single time.
I haven't. Oh, she's not gonna like that. She's not gonna like that. You fucking said it.
I stand behind it.
Me too.
My wife has been frying food quite often.
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to say no. She made donuts twice for the past couple of weeks, right?
I'm so jealous. You're going to have to get your wife to send me some of them donuts.
I'm sure they'll be great 3 days in the mail.
I'm
5 days
sure
because
they
they're not
would.
essential goods.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, I'm just relishing the idea of crunching into those little babies. Mm-mm.
Stale donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Is Krispy Kreme an essential business?
I mean,
Is there justice in the world? Is really what I'm saying.
Obesity is a big common thing in the United States, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that yes, it probably are for some terrible reason. My favorite donuts in North Carolina is North Carolina Jelly Donuts in Mebane, and they're still open doing delivery on Grubhub.
North Carolina Jelly Donuts.
Yeah, NC Jelly Donuts. Not a very imaginative name, but their donuts are incredible.
Do they innovate in the world of jelly donuting?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because they do all kinds of flavors.
Do they got fill your own? Just give you squeezy packets? I'm coming up with new businesses here, man.
I mean, draw me up a business model. Let's talk about overhead and let's see what we can come up with.
You need a 6-foot-long hose attached to a jelly receptacle. You get people, you can line up at the bar with the 6-foot hose, and when they're done with it, you reel it in, and then you sanitize it.
Of course.
This is what the world is missing right now.
I would just like to sell the donut jelly in like a toothpaste tube. You could do like jelly donut at home kits.
Michael, you just reinvented Go-Gurt.
Oh, dear Lord. I have become my own worst enemy. That sage was right!
I told you not to eat the rooster's paw.
I had never seen a rooster with a paw before. I wanted to know what it tasted like.
My great good friend Michael Williams.
I didn't laugh that time.
Very good, you passed the test. We are allowed to move on now that Michael can keep it together.
Yeah, it's all me. It's all me. It's always me. I like how when we first started talking about this, you brought up the idea of these topics, these subjects, and this idea of keeping it relatively simple, and then you have the brilliant idea of choosing the word imagination.
I understand. I am pitching straight over the plate for you.
You are.
I
Like,
realize
holy.
that. And in the past few days, thinking of the topic of imagination after I proposed it, I went way back into my childhood where imagination lived.
Likewise.
In my youth, I lived pretty much out in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, had to make my own fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So imagination was the thing, and I did start to think about, when did that stop? Oops.
Right.
And then I got
Right.
depressed, and I had another donut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it made me wonder what role imagination has in my life today. And if the kind of imagination that we had back when we were kids is even relevant anymore, or if it served a purpose and we're done with that kind of imagination. But the way we apply our imagination to our lives cannot be the same. Can it, Michael? I dare you to contradict me.
I don't contradict you. I do think, to me, where it really like separates is that I still think like I did when I was a kid. Like I do.
It's why I love you.
Genuinely, I do. Like I very, very. I recall numerous times being in meetings with the school counselors and my parents using that phrase "overactive imagination." I continued to use my imagination clear into my adolescence. Like I would listen to songs and imagine myself in concert performing those songs.
Performing the songs?
Yeah.
I can't imagine you in a band. Like, I know you were in band, but I can't imagine you in a band. I can't imagine you as anybody but the lead singer, I suppose.
Yeah. Mainly because I don't play any instruments terribly well. But I'm a good singer. So
what if your place in the band was to play the instrument terribly? And just to be really, really upset about it?
I could commit to that kind of performance. What the fuck is a fret? I am fretting. I am fretting.
Somebody else.
Just uncontrolled, ugly crying.
You're up there with like Guitar 101 textbooks. You're like madly flipping.
Guitar for idiots. Or I'm like watching a tutorial video on my phone.
The lead singer comes to you to do that sort of like singing real close to the guitarist thing.
Yeah, he's super into it.
I got the beers, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
So, Cliff, you've never been to a punk show before.
Nope, first time. It's a lot to take in.
I saw Belligerent Ineptitude when they opened for Mutant Rooster. That show is any indication, we may see some amps tossed out of windows before the third song.
Won't that affect the quality of the set after that?
Nah, man. It's a punk show. Quality is selling out.
You seem like a pretty big fan, Davis.
Punk scene is my life, man. Tailgating at the venue, after parties with the band, fashioning three-piece suits out of fragments of old band t-shirts.
You are comparatively dapper in this crowd.
I'm punk scene royalty, my man. They call me King Shrieking Hoagie Roll.
Let me guess, band name?
Nah, I'm a supervisor at Quiznos.
I wondered why you brought 6 pounds of shredded roast beef.
Only one way backstage, pal. Gotta let somebody get the lips around your meat.
I am so glad that meant something different than I thought when you first told me that.
I'm here to make sure you get the full experience for your PhD dissertation.
Yeah, I'm checking boxes left and right. Speaking of being checked, I'm not sure what's a fight and what's a mosh pit.
Nah, I'm gonna go with all fights because the band hasn't finished setting up yet.
Seriously? They've been at it for 45 minutes. I was beginning to think it was part of the act.
It's part of the thing.
Sleeping bag open. It's more duct tape than sleeping bag at this point.
I once saw their bass player try to restring their guitar mid-set. Took him 63 minutes.
Oh, but it chafes me bum.
Bootlegs of their sets end up sort of avant-garde.
Think I could pick one up? It'd be a great appendix.
Where's me pick?
Sure. Let's head to the merch table. It's an essential part of the experience.
What did you like?
This is just a bunch of unfolded t-shirts in a pile.
Yep.
The merch table isn't even a table. They're just sitting on the floor.
I know! So punk!
Some of these shirts don't even have the band's name. Half of them are from Myrtle Beach.
They've parked their tour van behind some choice Goodwills lately.
I guess it's not the shirt, but the story behind it, right?
Exactly. Hey, here's a Sharpie. I'll just write the band name on it. There. Now, man, I don't want to jump the gun, but I think you just acquired your first street cred, man.
Really? I thought I was doing pretty well when that biker smashed a bottle over my head as soon as I got here.
I have no record.
Yeah, but your blood clotted pretty quick. Sure sign of a healthy diet. And that, sorry to say, is very not punk.
But there's hope for me?
Oh yeah. Now here's a test. Which of these three things are instruments?
Trick question. They're all instruments if you bang on them.
Look at you, man. You've done your homework.
Don't want to toot my own horn, but my doctoral advisors have kicked me out of the lounge.
You know, I wouldn't think they'd let you do your dissertation on this.
They didn't want me to.
So punk. Tenure committee? More like manure shitty.
You know what? I'm gonna stop taking notes. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the night.
You know, man, I was gonna suggest it. Wheeling around that typewriter on a rolling cart was going to be an issue.
Oh, look, I think the band's ready.
Cool.
All right. Hey,
Proper
quit.
delta formation?
You're standing on my cable there.
No, it's my cable and I want to stand on it.
Oh, well, fine then. Be that way.
I am that way.
All right, do we have
We've been
over?
over this.
All right, do we? I need another drink.
No, it's on your head.
Oh, man, I keep forgetting I'm really good at that.
Save it for the encore, man.
Yeah, are we ready?
Turn the amp around, face the audience.
Oh, is this the amp?
I think so.
I thought that was
I
a-
wrote it on top.
I
Right?
thought that was a cooler.
You're right. I'm reading the word pie, not amp.
No
Okay.
worries.
Oh, I think, are we ready to go?
Maybe at least four of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so three, two. No wait, do we start at 3 or 4?
I'm not.
You know, I watched Sesame Street and I remember the little Muppet. You know, what did he say?
Was it the red one or the blue one?
He was more of a purplish pink.
Oh god, you lost me, man.
We are belligerent ineptitude, and music is about to happen. 1, 2, 4, 3. Not what I expected.
Yeah, they're pretty avant-garde, like I said.
Yeah. Mosh?
Definitely. But wait for the change to be minor.
But yes, for most of my life, I have been in a very rural setting. So I don't think I've ever. I always kind of had to keep using my imagination for things. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. I still don't have a lot of money now. So your imagination comes into play as a tool of entertainment. You know, it's a necessity. We need to be entertained. It's a fact. It's just like food and water is for your brain.
But then, ironically, then we get into the space, and then we have the script in our hands, the thing that was already pre-made.
Yeah,
and having to
usually
funnel ourselves into something that's pre-made already.
Yeah, it's like a Play-Doh fun factory. You ever paid a Play-Doh Fun Factory?
You know, I think I had one of those very briefly, and I used it, and I got one of the saddest lessons of my childhood is that when you mix two Play-Dohs together, you can't unmix them. And I think that weighed so heavily on me that I put the Play-Doh factory away.
Oh, wow.
My first taste of mortality was Play-Doh related. That may explain what's wrong with me.
We're going to push that into the maybe pile.
Whenever I bring it up with my shrink, he just kind of like squirms in his chair and
Visibly uncomfortable.
when I talk about extruding my feelings, he just doesn't like that term, and I don't know why.
That word. Yeah. Extruding. But you're right. You're right. We do. We take that all that imaginative stuff, that reintegration stuff, and then you ball it up and then you mash it through this mold that's the script. And you know, the director's the one holding it, usually.
Let's be honest, most of your castmates are too. For most of the process. That's the thing. Bringing imagination to the process isn't necessarily always a part of the process.
It's not. No.
We as actors want to present ourselves as the imagination magicians, to conjure up these things. But when we get into the room, we too often try to craft something. We try to build something discrete, and use that childlike sense of play only as a means to an end. So I've been reading a Star Trek novel. Spoiler for the next episode of My Undergrad Minor. So it's a Star Trek novel written by William Shatner. Right? It's pretty great so far. It's not exactly like Dostoevsky, but you know. But I was saying, and thinking of the fact that, you know, there's a lot of talk about Vulcan culture on there. There's both Picard and Kirk talk about Vulcans and stuff, and think about how Shatner is writing about these Vulcans. He's been living that culture, that world, that Trek universe for, 30, 40 years at that point. And so...
I mean, yeah, like, it's become such a part of his identity.
And that fascinated me to be inside of a world as it's being created. Because the Trek universe, I suppose, is still being created, and so if you are a part of it, you yourself are contributing in your own way. The unique feeling that is.
That's the dream, right?
To be in my own head for the rest of my life.
Not necessarily Star Trek, but no, like to exist inside a universe like that. I mean, for me, like as a performer, I would relish that.
It's a lot of responsibility, though.
I mean, yeah, but so is just being a good human, you know? I mean, you and I have talked for years about being Star Wars, you know.
And I didn't want to get into Star Wars.
I know. Yeah. That's a hornet's nest, I know, but still.
We have a fist fight scheduled for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get there, don't worry.
Choose your weapon. Let me know.
Okay. I'm surrounded by them.
I have a microwave. I'm gonna. You're gonna show up with a katana. I'll show up just with a microwave.
I mean, if you could figure out how to get it to work without the door on, I mean, that would be pretty damaging, I think. Cancer!
The deadliest weapon of all. You bring a gun to the fight. I bring neuroses. And you can have them all, my friend. I just have a notepad. I'm like dodging bullets and then telling you things that are wrong with yourself.
I will attack you with my crushing anxiety.
Reminding you of your past mistakes. And now it brings us to a segment, Michael is eating. I will describe to you how Michael is enjoying his food as he does it. We're getting a very good to the right jaw motion. One of his eyes is closed a little more than the other. I can tell from years of experience that he is quite enjoying the saltiness of this food from his right eye being slightly closed. Now, if you could see his left eyebrow is arched ever so slightly. There may be some dissatisfaction down lower in his stomach. That may have been the 45-ounce big gulp that he slugged right before we started. I advise him not to do that.
Some good Indian food. Sorry, I've got a piece of kadai stuck in my tooth.
We've all been there. I got kadai up the wazoo. What is kadai?
This is specifically goat, but it's goat kadai is like a spicy stew with vegetables and goat and rice, and it's delicious.
Goat cheese or goat meat?
Goat meat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's delicious.
I didn't know that goat meat was on the menu on your average everyday Indian restaurant.
It's rarer.
Having to solve that beef shortage somehow, right?
They found that Americans, in our infinite wisdom, don't find the word goat to be all that appetizing.
And listen, the slogan is right there. Put a goat down your throat.
It is. There you go.
Deep throat a goat today.
Nah.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
You silly pervert. So how have you guys been doing with your supply runs? Yeah.
Got our first order from nuts.com just the other day.
About time.
I've been telling you to nut up for years. I've been going nuts for even longer.
Going? What's this going shit?
It's much more efficient if you start there, Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew, we've been like eating glue sticks crazy for a long time, dude.
I hate to admit it, I've been faking. I didn't actually eat any of the glue sticks. I let you do it.
You bastard. They're vegan and everything.
You know how hard it is to find gelatin-free glue sticks?
The invention of glue is an insane concept.
Why?
Hey man, you think we could melt some horses and then use it to stick things together?
Maybe 2 horses. Let's see if
that is crazy. Can you holy crap. I bet that dude got locked away. I bet people were like, that is what? He is a sociopath. That is crazy. Lock him up. The stuff he made is pretty useful, so we're going to take it, but lock him away and throw away the key.
I like having my favorite bowl back. But at what cost?
You can hear the screams of 1,000 dead horses.
So when we're talking about if we're in a world, we're creating it, do you think you would be, if you had the freedom to create that world, do you think that would unleash you, or do you think you would edit more because you have responsibility?
I would definitely edit it more.
Even if it didn't matter, you could create the world that you wanted to. I mean, I'm doing that now. I'm writing a D&D campaign. I can't go too much with it. I can't go too far with it because then my players won't have as much of, they won't stand as much of a chance. Because I will slaughter them if you give me the chance.
You're not wrong. I mean, I've been reading the Monster Manual like it's a bestseller. And 2, they won't have as much fun. I react okay to chaos, but I don't want to create chaos for anybody.
Would that be different if you were co-creating?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I think, too, the idea of the South Park or Family Guy writing room where people just, throwing spaghetti on the wall, bouncing ideas off me yeah, let's run with this and see what happens sort of thing. But to not use those examples, and the way I would imagine the writer's room for, Adventure Time. Someone says, how about this? Sure, why not? And just kind of go. I got to imagine in a world like that, people are just creating and charging forward. And the wilder, the better.
I mean, I suppose that there would be a degree of context applied to all of this. There are certain things that I could see happening even in the Adventure Time writing room that they immediately were like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is just vile.
So you want to do an orgy in this episode, but how can we make that cute?
That's kind of graphic. How about we make it made out of bubble gum instead? Okay.
It's that one writer. wants to kill anyone and everything, and occasionally it works.
That's talking about imagination. I can't believe it's taken us this long in this bloody conversation to get to talking about horror, because like that's what horror really like fucking relies on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
drawing from the audience's imagination to elicit these feelings.
Well, that
Well,
makes me wonder, because it is the audience doing some of the work. You're presenting the thing in order to make the audience meet you halfway.
Yeah.
And it made me think, that's kind of, and it could go very badly or it could go very well. That's sort of what the avant-garde does as well. They're not saying the whole thing. And I ask, I've never partaken because it just seems verboten to me. Have you gone back to Tim and Eric Awesome Show? Great job.
I'm shaking my head, listeners, because I haven't. There's exactly one recurring sketch on there that I enjoy.
Well, is it time to go back to Tim and Eric Awesome Show? Great job. Knowing what we know now.
Have you?
No, like I said, I've always considered it verboten because I took your word that I would claw my eyes out if I did.
Okay, here's what I propose. We're gonna take a journey together, and we will watch an episode of Tim and Eric together. We will revisit it together.
How many have you seen?
I don't know. I mean, a handful.
Okay.
It's short, but it all kind of mashes together because it's short form sketch comedy. So, and like so much of it was just unpleasant.
Okay, so you pick an episode. You pick an episode of Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job. And we will watch it together and try to understand. Has your childlike sense of imagination ever gotten you into trouble?
I have one that actually you're a part of. So yeah, and you'll feel the same way.
Bring me back, Michael.
Yeah. Do you remember when we quote unquote auditioned for Transformers?
I do, as a matter of fact, remember driving for 16 hours
to a massive cattle call.
To a massive,
we got our
if
picture
you can even
taken.
call it that.
So I got this message, and that was Transformers 2, right?
I think so.
Yeah. When did that come out?
I don't know. I put it behind. That's a dark spot in my.
It's a dark spot in cinema history too. It's a terrible movie. But I got this message from a friend saying, "Hey man, they're doing open auditions for the new Transformers movie up in Philly." And I was like, "What?" And then I told you about it, and you know, it wasn't just my idea. So I'm not going to completely.
Let's make it very clear. I am at fault here as well.
I certainly didn't have to twist your arm. And so, yeah, and again, so there you go. There it is. I had this crazy, I imagined this scenario where we got to go up to Philly and actually audition, and, got to be in a Transformers movie, but that's not exactly what happened at all. We now, don't get me wrong. It was a fun trip. I don't regret it. So I'm not necessarily, I guess it doesn't count in terms of whether or not my imagination got me in trouble, but maybe just emotional trouble because it was such a letdown.
Well, we had nothing to lose, right?
You're right. We didn't. It was an experience.
Saw not hide nor hair of Mark Wahlberg.
Nope. And that's really all I wanted, is just to punch Mark Wahlberg in the mouth.
What? I'm gonna get you.
No, not again!
Hey, that's 3 rounds in a row.
Oh man, I never win at laser tag. I'll always be a loser.
Probably.
Whoa there, boys. That's the wrong attitude.
Whoa! Optimus...
Wait, you don't look right. Optimus Prime isn't that color.
New paint job?
In this economy?
No, boys, I'm not the well-known and beloved leader of the Autobots. I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the Positive Attitude Squadron.
What?
That is the lamest name of a robot team I've ever heard, and yes, I'm including GoBots.
Look, cool, catchy-sounding robot squad names are tough when you're trying to get a specific message across. Now may I continue?
Sure, sorry, have at it.
Thank you. Now, what's this nonsense talk I hear about you always being a loser?
Well, I'm just no good at laser.
Well, I'll be. My old friend.
Oh boy, another one.
Hey, Optimist.
Iron Pride. You son of a bitch. Perfect timing. I was just about to explain to these boys the importance of a positive outlook.
Well, Optimist, I thought you might need a little backup.
Really? What would we do
Always
if-
glad to have another hand in the fight against self-deprecation.
Guys, it's really not that big a... Oh my god, where are all of you coming from?
You boys are in for it now. This is one of my top agents.
Watch, it's gonna be a lame Bumblebee reference.
How can you tell?
I mean, just look at him. He looks like a dollar store Bumblebee ripoff.
Hey, boys! I believe in yourself, and I'm here to tell
No.
you that you should...
No, okay, no. Right? We get it? I really wasn't being all that serious.
Oh, for Pete's sake!
Greetings, fellas! Stardream is here to tell you... Wait, Stardream? Yes?
Yeah, like, that's a Starscream parody.
Beg pardon? This is just confusing. All of these other guys are clearly Autobot gags, but Starscream is a Decepticon. Well, positivity doesn't take sides!
Oh my god.
Look, guys, we really appreciate it, but you've more than gotten the message across just by introducing yourself.
No, we're done.
Yeah, we're done here.
Yeah, I have a juice box waiting back home that I really need to drink. That's my 3:30, that juice box.
Yeah, if I don't get at least 2 more Lunchables in me before 5, I'm just a wreck.
Well, these kids were a bunch of assholes, Optimist.
Ah, kids these days.
I wanted to blow them up!
I thought we really got through to them.
Bumble, believe in yourself. You are such a dumbass.
Looks like I'm gonna need some positive reinforcement.
I used to also do. Did you do this? And I think you might have, because I think this is not a unique thing. I think it actually is a far more prevalent thing than I have ever dreamed of. When I was in the car, I used to watch out the window at the ditches, and I would imagine a little tiny speedboat. Like tearing ass through the water, and it'd hit to a driveway and jump and fly through the air and land. Did you do that or something like that?
I didn't have a regatta on the side of the road, but I do recall using the tree line. I think was sometimes my terrain. But no, okay. So was it always one boat? Was it occasionally more than one?
No, it was one boat always, and it was like a transforming boat,
What did they transform into?
like a more powerful boat.
So it was a boat came on.
Yeah, because sometimes there wasn't water in the dishes, so it had to transform into like a hovercraft.
You remember when hovercrafts were the next big thing?
I'm so mad that I don't have a hovercraft.
And then you finally got to play one in Diddy Kong Racing, and it was terrible.
It was awful.
I blame Diddy Kong
Oh,
Racing for everything that's wrong with my adulthood.
I've known you a long time, and I know you pretty well. I'm going to agree with that assessment.
So that is our show, listeners. You will never know what the show was before I edited it, and perhaps you shouldn't. That is a secret that will stay with us to our graves.
That'll be top tier subscription fee right there. Subscribe now and hear us ranting nonsensically for over 2 hours.
So, as we mentioned last time, if you have a comment or a question or maybe an idea of something we can talk about, throw it in the comments.
Please do.
And our advanced filters will give us only the choicest bits. So if we don't read or respond to your comment, blame the robots. I do.
I mean, pretty much.
No Terminator's going to get the drop on me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always say. It's a great excuse for anything, quite honestly.
It really is.
Why haven't you cleaned your room? Because if the Terminator comes, he's going to trip over that Hot Wheels.
And chances are he would come while I was cleaning my room.
Constant vigilance, okay? I don't have time.
If I was a time traveling assassin robot, I would definitely come when my target was inconvenienced.
Like on the toilet. Like, I know for a fact that in 2020 he dropped a deuce at 3:45 in the afternoon. How do I know that?
I mean, that is right. Like there's something to that. There's an accuracy there. You know, we've got phones that have tracking in them, and most people get on Facebook while they're on the toilet. It's a shocking statistic.
It's actually the olfactory sensors that they installed into the latest iPhone.
Ooh. I'm glad I don't have an iPhone.
Poop with freedom, Michael.
Because this Kadai is going to be coming back.
They got people at Apple headquarters with just like face masks just to smell what's coming out of these phones. It's not even the good stuff, too. It's a digital reconstruction of a scent.
Ah, yes, the iPhone 14 smelloscope.
The future is now. iPhone in smell-o-vision. Those employees at Apple are issued an extremely large trash can next to each station. It's just a hole in the floor. It's a drain in the floor.
It's just a hole. Yeah, it's just a hole that goes down to the sub basement where the IT crowd is.
It's just a transparent tube in the back of that room. That's just vomit going down.
It's just vomit, like a semi-steady stream of it, really.
From all floors. It's collected from all floors.
It's collected, yeah, it's siphoned.
You get bored, you need to escape from your work, you play What Was That Food?
And then they freeze it, and then they break it divide it up into chunks, and they batter it, and then that's how they make chicken nuggets. The more you know.
So I wonder why the Hamburglar quit his job. He knew too much.
And it's no wonder that Grimace just got way more into his work. That freaking purple butt plug looking freak.
It's in the name. Nothing would have phased him.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Grimace.
I don't remember how we ended last time. We didn't. I don't know if we did.
I don't know that we actually ended. I think we had just been talking for 4 hours. And then we decided we were done.
I believe that's called a vanishing point.
Yeah.
So we've reached the event horizon. And before we begin to spaghettify, we would like to tell you all that we appreciated you being here.
Absolutely.
And as we descend into eternal darkness, we hope you remember us. Fondly.
Light a candle in fond remembrance.
But don't hold it too close to the black hole, because that thing sucks in light too.
Yeah, and it's strangely flammable. We're not sure why.
Hand it to me. I'm going to blow this thing up from the inside. I'm going in.
Let's do it. Make for the exhaust shaft. It's only about 2 meters wide. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T16, and they're not much bigger than 2 meters. Shut up, Luke.
Did they also try to tear you apart particle by particle?
Only in mating season. The womp rat mating call is actually a disintegration ray. That's weird.
The galaxy is a dangerous place.
It's a dangerous world, kids.